We got more hamburger helper to throw at y'all for this fucking episode. It's gonna slap you right down to your goddamn socks.
You're probably saying to yourself about now, well, this story sounds crazy, but my guest today insists it's true.
You know, what's going on out there? Me and Cody.
Let me ask you something before we dive into this. Do you think you could whip Ed Warren's ass?
You know, he was letting me hit my elf in his car. No bullshit.
Welcome back.
In the attic, about to have a heart attack.
About to have a heart attack. They just popped another.
Dick the size of a Tic Tac. I told that bitch get back.
We're back. We got more hamburger helper to throw at y'all for this fucking episode. It's gonna slap you right down to your goddamn socks. And it's about some people that may or may not have been high on crack cocaine.
I think they were.
I think they might have been off the shits, dude. But nah, today we're locking in on the Snedeker haunting. You may know it from the, what's the movie called?
Haunting in Connecticut.
The Haunting in Connecticut. It's an alright film. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I'd probably give it a middle of the road 5 out of 10. What would you give it if you've seen it?
I'd give it a 6. Yeah, I've seen the Haunting.
So
I'll give it a 6.
So
it's
I'm pretty
mid.
accurate.
Yeah, it's mid.
It's like
it's mid.
It's mid.
It's mid. Anywhere from a 4 to a 6, I respect.
I feel like
anything lower than a 4, that's pushing it because it's an okay movie.
Yeah, I feel like it's something that you would watch if it was on TV around Halloween time.
Yeah.
But you really wouldn't like go out of your way. Like I don't think I'd be like, I got the goddamn steelbook of fucking goddamn Haunting in Connecticut, the goddamn poster. I'm a big fan. But yeah.
Yeah, we actually have framed pictures of Ed Warren all around the room.
Oh yeah. He's always with us. He's praying for us.
And
he was a spiritual warrior. He was a spiritual warrior. Let me ask you something before we dive into this. Do you think you could whip Ed Warren's ass?
That's a fat son of a bitch. I'll give him a double cheeseburger, make his heart get weak, and punch him in the throat.
He was a pretty big dude. I think he actually,
Do you think you could whip Lorraine's ass?
No.
No.
She would probably do some...
She'd pepper spray mine. She's a clairvoyant.
She'd probably... Get the fuck away. She'd probably pull some Bobby Hill shit. That's my purse. I don't know you. But instead of kicking me, though, she'd just spray me in the face with mace. My eyes!
Welcome back to... You know, what's going on out there? Me and Cody both have COVID right now. Mm-hmm. So if you hear us coughing, it's not because of the COVID, but we're hitting our meth pipe a little bit, so...
Oh, yeah. There's a moth flying around the room. I don't know if that's an omen that Satan's in the building for this podcast today that we're covering.
You did have that Ouija board out earlier.
Don't pull out the Ouija board. The Ouija will get your ass.
The Ouija?
So, Mr. Stephen Renee Woods, you want to get us started on this one, brother?
Well, I got a question. Did anything interesting happen this past week for you?
Anything interesting?
At work, at home, at the beach, I don't know.
No. Very uneventful.
Damn.
As far as like crazy shit happening, nothing really that crazy. What about you? Nothing?
I don't think. I mean, they know that I'm a burn victim now, so...
Yeah. Glad to see and glad to know he's healing right up.
Yeah, and so they hired me a driver to pick me up from my house and take me to appointments. And the first guy that came, he was a, how do I say this? A Trumpist. He was a very, very, Trump fan.
Yeah.
And I got in the car. I wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't wearing a mask because, my nose and shit was still burnt.
Yeah.
I get in the car. And I noticed he's not wearing a mask. I said, "Oh, I don't need to wear a mask, do I?" And he said, "No." I said, "Okay." I said, "Do you mind if I sit up front?" And he said, "Yeah, you can sit up there." And I sat in the front, and we're driving and we're talking, and nothing really too interesting happened on the way there. But on the way back, he was letting me hit my elf in his car. No bullshit.
Oh shit! So that's what's up.
He's a real man. And on the way back though, we get, we're driving down the interstate, and we're looking out the window. And there's a truck hauling some meat.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm surprised the government hasn't set that one on fire yet." And I said, "You're surprised what?" He said, "Yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about. They're setting the farms on fire." And, I Andrew Callahan him a little bit. I said, "Oh, really? Are they?"
Yeah.
And then, you know, he starts ranting, and he goes on, but he's talking about multiple things, and then he starts talking about the COVID-19 vaccine, which you have,
Yeah.
I don't. It's, you know, I respect people's opinions. And he says, yeah, I mean, y'all can do whatever you want. I mean, I'm not going to belittle you because I'm more educated than you about why you shouldn't get this fucking vaccine.
I studied at the University of Facebook for 45 minutes this morning. I know more than you.
He said, I can do my own goddamn research. I don't need CNN telling me what the fuck to believe. And I was like, oh my God.
He was one of them people that's probably like, I ain't a sheep. You can follow the herd.
Pretty much. And then we're like almost home. And I start talking about like some like conspiracy theories that I find interesting. Like JFK getting knocked off by the CIA, which that's obviously what happened. That's not a conspiracy, but you know, he got knocked off by the CIA. The flat Earth, I told him I thought was one of the dumbest things in the world.
Wait, the Earth isn't flat?
Dude, I know. I was shocked when I first found it out back in the 1700s or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not
I never
flat.
knew that. I was always scared one day. People always told me if I kept smoking the marijuanas, that one day I was going to walk right off the end of the earth.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for that moment. So I walk really cautiously and really, you know, I pay attention to what
When
I'm
you
doing.
get on an airplane, it's a fucking hologram out the
Oh,
window.
yeah.
When you get on a cruise ship, that ain't water you're
No.
in. That's fucking mayonnaise. You're
Yeah.
fucking selling it.
It's a
fucking sea of
hologram.
mayonnaise.
It's a
fucking
hologram.
It's fake.
Birds ain't real.
Hell.
Homeless people apparently aren't real. They're robots working for the CIA. They're surveillance systems.
I know somebody, and I'll tell you who after we get off this, but I know somebody that really believes the earth is flat.
Mm.
And I don't think that they listen, but they might, and I don't want to call them out, but I think that's like the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah, you gotta be it.
And it's not Tyler, so, you know.
Yeah, God bless him. God bless him. Well, let's get into this shit.
Anyways, here we go with the Snedeker family.
The Snedeker family.
The Snedekers? Anyway, the Snedeker family. So in 1986,
The year of our Lord, 1986.
Carmen and Al Snedeker were both driving long distances from home from their house, which was in northern New York, to get medical treatment for Carmen's son, Al's stepson, Philip, who suffered with Hodgkin's disease. Hodgkin's disease is a type of cancer that affects the lymphatic system, which is part of like the body's germ-fighting immune system and stuff.
Yeah, and
It,
I
like
just
fucks with your white blood cells.
yeah, and I just want to say too. So basically, I guess this happened on a Friday. So he woke up in the morning and had like a lump basically in his throat. So Carmen took him to the hospital and
Jerked him off on the way.
can't confirm that, but took him to the hospital. And then they said, and they you know, ordered a biopsy, the doctor did, because they wanted to, you know, find out.
Yeah.
And apparently by the time he went back, on that Monday, that following Monday, that it was almost the size of like a fucking tennis ball.
Dude.
So they
I'd
knew
cut that
something
thing out
was
and eat
up. They knew something was up from the jump.
Yeah, but the drive from, obviously, to New York to where they were going, it was making their life hell. So they decided to move. And you see, this is something I didn't know, like, before I started researching. It was actually an apartment. It wasn't their house.
Mm-hmm.
So they found the apartment, which was, it was like a 2-part apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Like
a
a
large
duplex.
colonial house, you know. But it was available to rent at an affordable price. We'll get into that later, than broke motherfuckers.
Yeah, anytime something is for a cheaper price than you think it should be that involves a house, especially back in the 80s, it's because somebody got killed in that.
Definitely. The house was big enough for them and their kids and nieces. All they had to do was convert the basement into 2 rooms. This is when they find some shit. So Al discovered mortuary equipment in the basement. They found coffin handles, a chain and pulley casket lift, a blood drainage pit, which would come in handy. But it turned out that the house had served as a funeral home for like many, many years. Or decades before. Decades.
If you moved into a place, right, and let's just say, you know, we'll get into it later, but let's just say that she has no clue that it was a funeral home, and she moves into it, what would you do if you moved into a place that was a funeral home? Would you be worried about it?
I think that would be my spank bank. That would be my masturbation room.
Yeah, so you go down, you know, where a bunch of bodies were and just
I'd
straight
go
up.
down.
Do you call it fapping?
Oh, see, but okay, so there's a casket lift, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that has 2 chains on it.
Yeah.
That lifts the casket up. So
I see where you're
what
going
I would
with
do,
this.
Mandy Lynn would put her arms up there, and I would tie her feet to her hands.
Yeah.
And, we'd use it as a sex swing on that.
Oh.
And I've just used the lift. I'd go up and down, and get a arm workout in it.
Yeah.
Which is important right now.
Yeah.
Because I've been calling
You could
fire
get some
recently.
reps in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that would just
Completely
make me
understandable.
happy. Yeah. So that's what it would do for me, I think. But in all honesty, I'd probably shit my fucking pants. But I would waffle stomp something down that goddamn blood drain. I'm not gonna hold you. I would shit in that thing and waffle stomp it.
Yeah, that would be fucking very creepy. And something that I just want to tie in back right before we start this next part. It's crazy because growing up, I used to watch this show called A Haunting. You probably seen it before. Maybe. It used to come on like Discovery. So... And in that, it's like, it's a dramatization of what happens, and they interview Carmen, but, she's like all in fucking, yeah. And she's like all blacked out for like, and he'll be like, they decide to be interviewed under anonymity for their own protection. And anyway, they make it seem like it's one house, like one gigantic house, but then you find out it's not. Yeah. But yeah, back to the story.
Anyway, so they find all this funeral shit, but obviously Al and his wife didn't really give a fuck. And they were like, oh well, it's not that bad. Fuck it. And they put their 2 sons in the fucking basement anyway. They don't give a shit.
While one of them has cancer.
Yes, Philip.
And possibly might die.
Yeah. Hey, saves time. I mean, come on, the room's
Can you
there.
imagine that? Having like fucking like terminal cancer
and
your mom just being like,
home.
you know what? It was a funeral home. Oh, there used to be dead bodies down there. Fuck it. Maybe she bought him an Xbox or something.
Yeah, but
not in the 80s.
Apparently,
bought you a stick.
Apparently, the very first night, Philip complained about hearing strange voices and anomalous sounds. He even said he's seen shadow figures and a man with a pinstripe suit with white hair sulking in the dark, staring at him while he slept.
How fucking creepy.
Dude, you know who that was?
Who?
That was Tiger Woods before Tiger Woods was Tiger Woods.
Really? He was just like coming up to the kid, like letting him know you're going to be the greatest golfer of all time. Yeah. Like how Babe Ruth showed up.
And then he fucking died.
How Babe Ruth shows up in the Sandlot. Yeah. Heroes are remembered, but legends never die. Such a good movie.
I love Babe Ruth.
Dude, Babe Ruth, that motherfucker.
I wish I could suck
He
him.
smoked. Oh, yeah, of course. He used to smoke so many fucking cigars. He'd be up there batting with a goddamn fucking big ass cigar hanging out of his mouth. Now batting Babe Ruth. He'd smoke that motherfucker, boy. Back to the story.
Anyhow, Philip got so scared and shit his pants so much he begged to be able to sleep in the hospital. But Al and Carmen didn't believe his pussy ass. They blamed it on hallucinations from the cobalt treatment he was going through. And I did look up cobalt treatment. So the cobalt therapy is like the medical use of gamma rays from a what? A radioisotope.
Radioisotope.
Yeah, that. A radioisotope. Cobalt-60 to treat conditions such as cancer. Well, beginning in the 1950s, cobalt-60 was widely used with an external beam radiotherapy machines. It was kind of like chemo, but they just shot it right.
Oh, just they'd shoot it directly in you, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
So every time this kid was going to the hospital, he was like getting needles shot in him, basically?
No. So it produced a beam of like gamma rays. It was like putting your throat in a microwave. And it shot it like directly into like the tumor almost.
Okay.
Like into the patient's body to kill the tumor. After moving into the basement, Philip's personality is said to have changed drastically. His interest and taste altered. He started to wear leather and develop a strong interest in the occult. Not that it bothers me none.
Hey, you know shit's about to get fucked up when you develop a big interest in leather.
He's just got a leather jacket on that says Pussy Magnet on the back.
He's just walking around. His mom's, something ain't right with Philip. Well, they're from up there, so they wouldn't have that accent. But Philip, he's developed a big interest in leather. Did you know he sat there and told me about every type of Italian leather the other day? The fuck?
Oh, fuck. But when Philip got violent, they decided to send him away. At one point, he is known to At one point, it is known that he broke into his neighbor's house to steal a gun in order to harm his stepfather, which is Al. I don't know if he was going to kill him, shoot him in the balls,
Maybe he was just gonna G-check him with it.
Yeah.
Run his pockets
Pistol
with
with
it.
him, knock his eyelashes
Give me your
off.
shit! And he just runs out the fucking front door.
On another occasion, it is alleged that he assaulted his female cousin.
Yeah.
Which it does talk about that more later. About
Yeah.
him,
Yeah, he
Fuck
went
yeah.
off the deep end.
he was off the shits.
I don't know if you actually found this in your research, but did you know actually that after all this happened, not all of it,
Where
but
the fuck did he get sent to?
he got sent to like a hospital, like for mental,
mental
yeah, a
asylum?
hospital,
Okay.
yeah. And when they actually or what is it called? They
Electroshock?
no,
Maybe?
they told him he was diagnosed. He was diagnosed with
Schizophrenic.
schizophrenia.
Yeah, I got
So
that.
maybe maybe that had something to do with it.
Okay, so to our next segment. This is when the Snedekers finally started, hey, we're haunted. We're being haunted, okay? We got entities in here. We got demons. We got ghosts.
got
They're fucking
demons.
my wife.
We got
okay?
demons.
I seen one of them little sumbitches on the toilet the other day whacking off, okay? He came all this green goo all over the goddamn walls, and it's getting all under my skin, okay?
There's fucking snail trails lining up my goddamn drywall.
And it's not pleasurable to my ass, I'll tell you that right now. It hurts. So, it is claimed that once Philip was out of the house, the dark forces residing within the walls started turning their attention to the rest of the family.
Yep. And when he went to the mental asylum, he actually told Carmen, now that I'm out of the house, they're going to come after you.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy. But the other kids started to talk about seeing ghosts and hearing footsteps and hearing voices. Carmen actually reported once, when she was mopping the floor, the water turned blood.
It turned into blood.
It turned blood red in front of her eyes, is what she said.
It's funny. I was doing that. I was mopping one time, and I actually looked down.
It turned into jizz.
I wish. No, it turned in. I'm looking at it. I'm mopping. I'm looking at the floor. I look up. I look down. It's a goddamn cherry lemon sun drop. The whole
God.
fucking thing's a cherry lemon sun drop.
I
You know what I
would've
did?
drank it
I drunk it. Left. Got fired.
up. Got fired. The couple's bed was said to vibrate inexplicably. And honestly, it sounds like a lot of fun. But
That does sound pretty cool. People used to pay for beds that vibrate. They got one for fucking free. Stop complaining.
You pussy. So what? You're getting raped and assaulted by a fucking
Yeah,
ghost.
but think about that fucking massage you're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it.
Think about your wife's vagina while you're having
She's
sex.
enjoying it.
Yes.
She loves the bed. She's not leaving the haunted
She
house.
can tell you that she didn't like that ghost dick.
She
but
loved it.
I know she loved
She
it.
loved it.
Dude, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That dick was like probably the size of Tupac. It was coming out her throat.
Oh yeah, that's that demon dick.
Yeah. During a television interview, Carmen and Al described how the bed often vibrated with a sort of a heartbeat, Dum, dum, dum,
Which is
dum,
pretty
dum,
weird.
dum, dum,
Can you
dum.
imagine that though? That is a pretty weird, like,
It would be weird to feel.
yeah. I would feel like when it first happened, would feel like maybe it's like an earthquake.
Yeah.
But then after it just keeps on happening, I'll be like, what the fuck is this shit? There's an earthquake in fucking Connecticut.
They alleged that many visitors that came to their house also felt these unearthly vibrations. As well as this, the electrical sockets and light bulbs were described as having an unnatural glow.
Hmm.
Even when the bulbs were removed from their sockets, foul odors of rotten meat and human feces, which is shit, were also claimed to have plagued the household.
So it smells like a landfill permanently in this place. And
Pretty much.
And I also want to say that tying back into where the light bulbs were removed from their socket, so pretty much when the kids started getting freaked out, like Philip started getting scared and shit. Pussy, scared of a demon? Come on. Anyway, his dad, he would sleep with the light on. And his Al gets pissed off because he's quote unquote running the...
We all have a stepdad, it's okay.
Oh yeah. And he's quote unquote running the fucking power bill up with this one light bulb, right? And so this motherfucker Al takes it and unscrews all the fucking light bulbs out of the basement. So these kids at night are in complete fucking darkness.
Even during the day. I mean,
like a fucking cave.
Basement, dude.
Yeah. So they're down there, and then one night,
no heat, no air.
I think the boys, I don't remember which one. I think maybe Philip was still there. But he, one night they heard like a little girl over there flipping flipping the light switch on and off, and they claimed they seen the light and everything. And then when they went and told their mom, like, you know, my sister's coming down here and doing this and aggravating us.
And by the way, when they went and told their mom, she was in there railing a ghost.
Yeah, pretty cool shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, they could find out that their little sister was asleep the whole time and had never been down there. So how fucking weird is that? How spooky is that?
I've seen ghost
That would
hunters.
be scary as shit, though. Don't cap. If you seen a little girl flipping a light switch on and off and then you fucking went upstairs and there you go. You can't see what he's doing, but there he goes. Imagine, dude, you'd be so fucking creeped out.
I'd shit in my panties, probably.
Well, I do that shit for fun. Hell yeah.
But, okay guys, so the haunting, it continued for years. As peculiar as these incidents were, the situation was not considered too serious until the incidents started to escalate and become violent.
Shit got real.
Shit is about to get fucky.
Shit is about to splatter the fan.
Carmen is reported by the Huffington Post as having described a particularly terrifying incident. The shower curtain very quickly wrapped around me, and I couldn't push away. According to the article, her only thought was this thing was trying to kill her.
So basically, this fucking curtain, this shower curtain wraps around her like the clown toy from Poltergeist, the movie.
Yeah.
I think she had too many fucking bottles of
Wine.
the juice.
Yeah. I heard she only drank gin and juice.
Can you imagine that? Your mom just fucking running butt naked through the house. That goddamn shower curtain just tried to choke me out.
I'd be over there wanking it.
That fucking shower curtain's gonna join the WWE.
Other incidents were reported as being equally heinous. Their niece claimed to have felt a disembodied hand touch her in a sexual manner. She even alleged that an unearthly presence had raped her. Speaking about these...
Abhorrent.
What? Speaking about these... Abhorrent? Abhorrent?
You're getting there.
Abhorrent?
There you go. Abhorrent.
Aberrant attacks, okay? Carmen described how the entity laughed, a hideous laugh, when it went above her shirt and out the window. Ha ha ha! Coughing a fill of titties. Is that hamburger helper?
Is that a Hot Pocket?
Do you want one or no?
Not yet, but I might eat one here in a little bit. Hot Pockets are being brought in. Are you gonna eat a Hot Pocket?
We called in room service.
Which one is
we're
that?
getting Hot Pockets in here.
The best one.
Chicken? No. The pizza
Chicken
one's the
bacon
best.
ranch.
The pizza one's the best.
So you do want it if I can't eat it? Okay.
If you want it, you can have it. But I might eat it later if you don't eat it.
I think I'll go home and eat ass.
Go home and eat a Hot Pocket. Anyway, back to the story.
Apparently, the other family members had also experienced sexual assault by ghost dick. I wrote that. By ghost dick.
Everybody in here is getting touched. That's pretty fucked up.
Carmen and Al reported having been disturbed on many nights by an unearthly atmosphere in their beds. They described having heard 1930s ambient mood music playing in the background, which occasionally preceded an assault upon one or both of them. Imagine laying there.
They just hear DMX, "Where my dogs at?" And then they just start getting assaulted. This shit's happening again.
Imagine you're laying in bed, your beautiful wife is next to you, and all you hear is,
You look over, there's nobody to be seen.
and she's just laying there, moaning. And then,
Furiously.
next thing you know, you see a ghost head, and it's just,
It floats, and it looks like Gary Busey.
oh my goodness. The couple asserted that they both had been raped multiple times by a dark entity. Shockingly, Carmen even stated on television that once, whilst running away from their home, her niece was hideously abused the whole way.
Yeah, she did say that. She was on Sally Jesse Raphael, and she said that when her niece ran out, that she was... And if you don't know, they're all saying that they're being sodomized, to be more specific. That's what they're saying. Al said he was sodomized, and she said that she was sodomized, and I guess everybody in here is just getting got by this damn entity.
Except the boy. Their son never said anything.
Yeah, he didn't get none of the diswall.
He was laying the dick, okay? They were taking the dick.
God damn.
He was fucking that ghost. Boom! Boom! Try to kill the pussy. Boom!
He
Boom!
was. I think, yeah. We'll get to it later, but yeah.
When asked during an interview why they didn't leave the house, you know? After these terrible incidents, but, you know, Carmen, stupid ass cunt, she says she didn't think it would have made a difference. She said, everywhere we went, it followed us.
Yeah. They went to Walmart, it was following them. They went to K&W, following them. It was around them all the time, she claimed.
You're in there in Golden Corral, that some bitch is picking up that fried chicken
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
right on your plate.
Golden Corral, it's sliding through, putting extra rolls on your goddamn plate. You ain't got no room for the goddamn steak, mac and cheese, nothing. When you got that goddamn
There's so many rolls in Golden Corral, you can shake a fucking stick at them.
Oh yeah, Golden Corral fucking tear you up though.
So now, Ed and Lorraine Warren are coming, guys. You know?
Oh God.
That's coming with a U, not a O.
That's coming with a coming.
The
No.
famous demonologist and clairvoyant,
Bum bum bum.
along with other investigators, spent a total of 9 weeks at the Snedeker's home.
Sounds like free rooming board to me.
You know, when describing what they encountered at the location, the Warrens rated the possession as a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. They concluded the house was infested with demons. I mean, pretty
Which
sure we
they
could've figured
always
that
say.
out. Pretty sure we could have figured that out.
And not going into a deep dive about the Warrens, I do have like a love-hate relationship with their stories because
they're entertaining.
It's
but
entertaining,
I
but
don't think all of them are true.
yeah, and they did a lot of shit like they would pop up on cases like and claim that they fucking had something to do with it, like The Conjuring 2. It's about the infield poltergeist, and they really showed up and got like kicked out after like a fucking day. But the whole movie's like, oh God, they saved the family. Really, they didn't.
No.
But yeah, I still fuck with them though. Lorraine was jiggy as fuck in her own way. The way
She was hot.
I wouldn't say all that, but she was jiggy.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
After much alleged documentation and investigation, the Warrens claim that they have arranged the house to be exorcised.
So this thing is...
And that's not exorcising with gym equipment.
No,
That
this is
That is sage and salt.
sage. Sage and rage. They're walking through there, saging the whole goddamn thing.
They're gonna get some holy water.
Yep,
Sprinkle
they're throwing
on their
holy water.
balls.
They're throwing holy water on the carpet. It's getting mold on the floor. They don't give a shit.
You know, I have a real question right now.
What's up?
So you get, you know, an average cup size of holy water. You
Mm.
drink it,
Mm.
and you pee on somebody.
Mm.
Does that count as a baptism? And if so, do you want to be baptized tonight?
Would that count as a baptism? I don't know. Because it's going through your body, you're a sinner. Not that it bothers me none.
Not that it bothers me none.
I don't know. That's a good question. Ask your pastor.
I wonder if holy water would give you diarrhea.
I don't know. Have you ever
Like
drunk?
saline
Have you ever
hydrox.
drunk? Have you ever drunk holy water?
Yeah, it got me sick.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you drink it out of?
It comes in like a plastic bottle with a cross on it. You can go to the church and literally.
You didn't drink no damn holy water
I was
for
in
real.
second grade. Yes, I did.
And you
You
drunk it.
drank it?
Yeah, I thought it was water, and I got sick.
Wait, did you get any kind of magical power after drinking it?
Yeah, I could see.
I see dead
I
people.
could smell colors.
Really?
hmm
That's pretty cool.
And sometimes this little girl comes in my room and talks to me, but I always thought she was just like a friend.
Oh, no, that's a midget that lives in our attic. You're not bugging on that one.
Yeah, I mean, elfed out, you know?
An elfed out little person.
Marijuana sticks in the building
Oh, yeah.
at this beautiful location.
Oh, yeah. Big marijuana sticks.
After the house was cleansed, the Snedekers moved out to another house. And
Which is-
afterwards were involved in the writing of a book as well as being featured in documentaries, television shows, and being the inspiration for a movie, which would be Bum Bum Bum!
The Haunting in Connecticut.
Fuck!
5 out of 10.
So now we know their story, you know, we know what they said, you know, they're claiming to get raped by demons, by ghosts. You know, somebody's fucking the dog, somebody's killing the dog, somebody's fucking and killing
Somebody's
the dog.
pulling
at the
up.
same
They're
time.
stealing all the Christmas ornaments every December and November. They're sick of it.
Any fucking cross in that house turned upside down, okay?
Every cross. Every cross. I heard they walked through one day. Every cross was flipped upside down. You know what they did? You really want to know what they did?
They snorted coke right there off the dog's dick.
They saged that shit.
That's what I would have done. So this is when the landlord and the neighbors start to dispute the Snedeker's claims, okay? So here we go. For many at the time, the truth about the Snedekers was obvious. The family had invented the whole story, which is what a lot of people believe. I don't know what I believe yet.
We'll get to that at the end.
The owner of the house, Kern, is that his name, Kern?
Wait, let me see.
The owner of the house, Kern, he just flatly stated that the entire case was a hoax. When interviewed by a local newspaper, he made his thoughts very clear. Kern stated that the paranormal activity seemed to have conveniently escalated around the time that the Snedekers were getting behind on their rent, and that they moved out before eviction proceedings were complete.
So pretty much,
they skated out.
They started falling off on the bill, and they started saying, "We seeing shit in here."
They seen some money.
But to play devil's advocate, whether you believe their story or not, even though it's popular now for your house to be haunted, or your bed and breakfast to be haunted and shit,
or your Airbnb,
or your Airbnb, your trailer, I don't give a shit what you live in.
Your modular home.
If you live in a fucking modular home with a demon in it, I don't give a fuck. Alright? But back then, if you lived in a haunted house, if you believe it or not, it actually made your value go down. People didn't want to live there, because back then people didn't, now, like, there's fucking ghost podcasts and fucking shitty shit like what we're doing right now. And but back then, especially down here in the damn Bible Belt, if you ain't familiar with what they call it down here, they didn't play that shit. No. They didn't like it. That shit was unspoken. Like, you don't talk about that shit.
If your house is haunted, you just smoke some crack and sleep on it.
Your house is haunted, you better make some hamburger helper, shit yourself, and go to bed, because nobody gives one flying fuck.
That's what I do anyway.
Well, that's a night at home, boy.
But the landlord was not the only one who voiced his, doubts. One of the Snedeker's neighbors, Yvonne, I guess that's his or her name, Yvonne, stated on television, though, that there was never a problem until they got behind on the rent. Another neighbor, Catherine, stated that in an interview that it was her opinion that the Snedekers had planned this right from when they moved in. I mean, Such doubt was shared by the family's upstairs neighbor. They live upstairs.
Yeah, because it's a duplex, if you don't remember.
Whom they shared the duplex with. This neighbor, Sandy, not a pun on SpongeBob, Sandy Cheeks.
Not Sandy Cheeks.
Had not seen or heard anything supernatural in the building. Sandy had also been an employee of the real estate agency that the family had employed to find their new home at this time. As far as she was concerned, Carmen and Al were totally made aware that this was a funeral home. She also corroborated the fact that the Snedekers were falling behind on rent. When asked by the news reporter what their motive was, or what their motive could have been, she simply said, flat out, money.
She said money. It was cash. Cash money. She said it was cash money. She said she was going to spend it up. Where are we located on that thing right there?
Right here.
Sorry, I got my buddy on my cellular device. I lost a little bit of time right there. I'm sorry.
I don't know where the fuck you're at, bro. Inconsistency.
But yeah, they were on Sally Jesse Raphael straight up, like, going in. This lady, one of the fucking neighbors. Here. Okay.
Where it says indeed.
Sorry, everybody. But anyway, no, there was one of the neighbors that was on Sally Jesse Raphael, and this woman had, and I'm not fucking with
that's this one.
She had a fucking notebook and would write, no, I'm serious. She would write down the time, and like if a truck went by the house, like that they could claim like the house moved or something, because a lot of people claim that trucks that went up and down that road would rattle the ground.
Yeah.
She had a fucking notebook, and she was there like straight up like, This is when this happened. This is when this happened. She would watch out of her fucking window.
God.
They were on these people's dick. Like, they
they
wanted to know what the fuck was going on because they didn't believe them.
But, see, Sandy described a very different story on the television camera. According to her, it all began when Carmen told her that she was having nightmares. Sandy had suggested to her that she needs to take some pills, some sleeping pills, some melatonin, some NyQuil.
She needs to take a nap.
Carmen allegedly responded by saying, "No, it is my father coming to haunt me. I'm calling the Warrens."
No, let's say it how she really said it. So the lady tells her to take some sleeping pills?
Yeah.
No! It's my father coming to haunt me. I'm calling the Warrens. You know how powerful she felt when she said that shit? She's calling the fucking Warrens. It's a wrap.
But, I mean, Ed and Lorraine Warren, They were, by that time, firmly established as household names. As a result of their connection to, the Amityville haunting and other famous paranormal cases.
Another possible hoax.
Here's some inconsistencies in the Snedeker's plan.
And there's a lot of them.
So when asked, why didn't they leave the fucking house?
Why didn't
we talked about this. Carmen's answer changed depending on who was asking the fucking questions. Okay? If I asked this bitch right now, why didn't you leave the house? And she said, the ghost dick was too good. I'll say, okay, I understand that. And then she comes over here, she asks Cody, and then she says, I was too scared to leave. And starts fingering her fucking puss all over the place. Getting that fucking creamy mayonnaise thickness all over the podcast.
Not
studio.
Hellman's, Dukes.
Dukes, yes. If this bitch was eating Hellman's, that makes it worse.
Well, she was a Yankee.
Rest in
she
peace,
was,
you fucking whore.
No, think about it. She's from Connecticut. She was not eating
No, she
Dukes.
was eating Hellman's. Dirty
Hellman's
bitch.
or Miracle Whip? What do you think?
Which
one's worse? 5-second answer.
Miracle Whip, sorry.
Yeah, Miracle Whip's
But
really
see,
bad.
this is what I think. I think everybody in the house was eating Hellman's. But
Yeah.
Philip's little raping dirty ass was eating fucking Miracle Whip out the fucking jar with nothing but a goddamn spoon. You know what? He probably used a fork. He probably scooped that shit up with his hand.
He probably ate it with a butter knife straight out of the refrigerator. No mater, no S&P, no bread, no lettuce. Just straight up fucking mayo.
Imagine you wake up and you have a tub of country crock butter. And you got, 13-year-old son, and there's just a fucking cylinder hollowed out in the center of this fucking country crock butter.
Fucking country crock.
You got a bottle of liquor going, there's cum in your country crock. What the fuck are you doing, man?
That shit's hilarious.
Okay, so, when asked, why didn't you leave the fucking house? Like I said, Carmen's answer changed depending on who asked. So, on one occasion, she explained that the happenings would follow them. That's what we said earlier.
It followed her. Golden Corral.
It would make moving a pointless task. On another occasion, though, she claimed that she was unaware of what was happening in the house, stating that it was the kids being tormented and not her. So really, she just said, fuck them kids, okay? Just like South Carolina. North Carolina. We still allow abortions up here. Fuck them kids.
The crazy thing is that I feel like her story is so fucking inconsistent.
Oh, yeah.
We have a visitor.
She's meth.
What
dude.
you need?
Maybe you don't have to stop just because I walked
Oh.
in.
Well, we just like to
My
announce.
apologies.
We just like to announce.
Just in
that
case
you're-
you wanted to throw any information
Yeah.
in.
What do you have you ever heard this story before? From me watching it? Do you believe it's true or false?
False.
Thank
Okay.
you. Well,
There was an answer.
I don't know.
There was an answer.
I'll know by the end what I believe. Okay, so obviously this statement runs in complete contrast to her detailed and sordid, I think I fucked up that word, relations about the physical and sexual abuse she personally endured at the property. Claims which she announced on television that she was being raped by a ghost, she was being fucked by a ghost, anally sodomized, her husband laying right beside her, both getting sodomized at the same time, holding hands, trying to take it, but they can't. They just can't. They're creaming all over the place. Mayonnaise shooting out of her fucking nipples. I'm in there. I'm licking it up. I'm watching. I'm recording this ghost fucker, and I'm loving it. I'm fucking loving it. Anyway, Carmen...
I'm about to die.
Okay, anyway. Garmin's abuse, has been questioned by many, including one of her neighbors, Joan Mirabelle. Sexy last name. Anyway, she described how she often saw the family outside their house in the middle of the night, saying that they could not go back in. Yet far from being terrified, as one would expect after having supposedly experienced the atrocities which they claimed, the family seemed perfectly happy. They were standing out in their yard for attention, smoking a Pall Mall, okay?
Oh, yeah.
What beer were they drinking? A fucking Busch Light. They were drinking Busch. They were drinking Keystone Ices.
I bet you.
Eating Miracle Whip.
Well, they're in
Dirty
Connecticut,
bastards.
never mind. But what if the whole time their power was cut out? It's summertime. It's hotter in the fucking house than it is outside. They're already behind on their fucking bills.
They're just getting in their swim pool.
They're just hanging out outside, swimming in their goddamn swimming pool, hanging out on their goddamn Cub Cadet fucking riding llama. Yeah, but who knows? I wasn't there.
That's me hitting the elf. If you enjoyed that, let me know. I'll keep doing that.
Elf Bar, reach out to this young man. He would love a sponsor.
The role of Carmen's son, Philip, in the haunting can also be said to undermine some of the family's claims. In Garton's book, it is said that Philip dubbed Stephen in the text. Wait, what the fuck? Dubbed Stephen in the text was admitting... what the fuck? Dubbed Stephen in the text was caught fondling... There it is. Was caught fondling his cousins and questioned by the police afterwards. This led to Philip admitting that this was not the first time he had acted inappropriately with his female relatives.
All jokes aside, I just want to call this out. You know how everybody fucks with, like, you know, people down here? Do you fuck your cousin? Like, people from up there?
Well, of course
These people are from Connecticut, and they're really fucking their goddamn cousin.
Actually, they're from New York.
They're fucking their fucking cousin.
They are.
They're
fucking
going
their
against the
fucking
damn
cousin.
grain, boy. I just wanted to put that out there.
According to the book, Philip admitted to having performed such heinous acts habitually, that's the word, in secret at night without being caught, and that he even once attempted unsuccessfully to sleep with his cousin. After the shocking admission, Philip was taken to a juvenile detention center where a psychiatrist diagnosed him as schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm. Which I believe.
You know, Philip admitted to having committed obscenities similar to those attributed to the demonic entities, right? Right. Said to reside in the family's house, which is hard to ignore. It could be said that rather than being attacked by the unseen supernatural creatures, the family were instead being abused by Philip, and that their fantastical claims were invented, you know, as a way to cope. As a psychological way to cope.
They don't want to admit that
their son was fucking and sucking everything inside.
Yeah, and being, yeah. He's fucking disgusting. Well, we'll get to it.
Fuck that dead motherfucker. Anyway, Ed and Lorraine Warren and the Snedekers. The couple claimed to have arranged for an exorcism, right? To be performed at the house, right? There's going to be an exorcism.
There's going to be an exorcism.
There's going to be an exorcism. Gym equipment and all, okay? They're going to be exercising in there.
They're going to be working out.
But have never provided any substantial evidence to report this, okay? To prove this, my bad. When questioned on television at the time, Ed referred to the priest who conducted the exorcism as Father A, who had supposedly appeared on television before.
Sounds like a rapper.
When pressed to give more detail, Ed responded with disproportionate aggression by saying, Father A, that's the name I give you.
And if you
I don't have to give you anything.
Yeah, and if you ever watch that Sally Jesse Raphael...
Which there will be some clips more than
yeah,
likely.
we'll put a clip in here. Ed Warren would be a fucking jerk to people.
Apparently, it wasn't just this interview. He was a dickhead all the time.
Would get spicy with your ass. Like, he would get loud as fuck.
I would pour hot sauce in my ass.
I've ran so many fucking demons out of fucking houses, you think you're gonna fuck with me, boy?
I don't need credibility. Lorraine, back me up.
I don't need credibility. I'm a fucking demonic warrior.
Ed went on to state that evidence of the priest being there could be proven by the official records of the
Roman Catholic the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Hartford.
Perfect. Which covers the areas where the Snedekers lived, reported that no official sanctioned exorcism had taken place there. The Warrens' claims could not be sustained.
So fake news, possibly.
Substantiated. I think that's the word I meant to say.
Pretty much their shit don't hold no weight.
Yeah, it's fake. Or, well, I don't know yet.
Possibly fake.
Throughout the televised interview in which the Warrens appeared alongside Carmen and Al, Ed did not engage in the debate. Instead, he can be seen dogmatically and aggressively enforcing his views. Ed even accused one of the neighbors of being paid off by the landlord to dispute the Snedekers' claims. When Joe Nickel, a skeptical investigator, appeared on the set of the television show, Ed also berated him aggressively and constantly talked over him.
Yeah, he would do that shit. And like I said, I do fuck with like what Ed and Lorraine did.
Yeah.
Like, because back then, you know what I'm saying, there wasn't people doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I believe, you know, they might have definitely seen some shit. I'm not saying they didn't.
Yeah.
But I think...
Annabelle's pretty scary.
Yeah, but Annabelle... We'll do an episode on her one day. Do you know the whole story about that?
About the ragdoll?
Yeah.
little
You
rag
ever
doll, 'cause
really?
their daughter
You ever
died,
looked
like,
any of it
because
up?
their daughter died and they wanted her back. Isn't that
It kinda.
kind of?
We'll
I've seen the
we'll
movie.
do
I
it,
haven't like done
If
research.
you learn their real stories and it kind of, I don't know, it takes kind of some of the wind out
Have
of
you
the
seen
sail.
Annabelle Creation?
Is that the first? No, that's not the first one, is it?
That's the
So I
newer
seen
one.
the first Annabelle, and then so I love
You
the
should watch
Conjuring
Annabelle Creation.
movies,
That
but
shit's fire.
but I love like the main ones that are based on real cases.
Yeah.
Even though Annabelle, I guess you could consider it was a case.
Annabelle Creations, it shows you like at the beginning. Obviously, they're never mind. You gotta watch
Yeah, I'll have
I
to
don't
watch
want
it.
to. But afterwards, Nickel even claimed that Ed made vile threats asides to me, and offstage swore like a sailor. He probably said fuck twice. I'm not gonna lie. He probably said fuck, and he was like,
Get him the
he's
fuck
swearing so bad.
Get him the fuck out of here! I told him what the fuck I said.
Ed Warren's other on-screen appearances connected with the case can be said to do little to help alleviate the image of him being arrogant and short-tempered. So he's an arrogant little fuck, probably no taller than a
He
wolf rat.
he was
Big
pretty
fat
big
son of a
dude.
bitch. He was a big fat motherfucker.
He was a pretty big dude.
He looked like, you ever seen The Big Show?
And he actually he claims that he got into ghosts because he grew up in a house where he claims he's seen the ghost of a old woman.
I would have.
One day we're going to do an episode on Ed and Lorraine Warren. Like, just fully. Even though I know everybody's done one. Fuck it. Fuck them. Our shit's better. This is baloney. I meant balcony. I meant balcony.
In another interview, when questioned by reporters about the priest who supposedly conducted an exorcism at the property, Ed once again became hostile, shouting and gesturing.
Father A.
gesturing
Father A.
aggressively.
That's all I'm going to tell you, motherfucker. Father A.
This is baloney! He said on camera. Come on, let's get out of here. After this, he started to walk off camera. Could you believe that?
He just walked off on damn national live television.
Hey, but as he walked away, the reporter asked him to stay and answer some more questions for the sake of improving his credibility. Ed responded by simply saying, I don't care about credibility. How?
I don't give a shit if you believe it or not. Hell, I'm lying to myself maybe. I don't give a fuck. I got racks coming in.
This is when shit gets fucky. Ed Warren's lack of interest and credibility in connection with this case is something which the author Ray Garton has confirmed. When interviewed for Horrorbound magazine, Garton described how he once approached Warren with concerns about the inconsistencies with the Snedeker's testimonies. Warren, Garton has claimed, responding by saying, "Oh, they're crazy. All the people who come to us are crazy. You think sane people would come to us?" After condemning the Snedekers, Warren supposedly told Garton to just use what works from their testimonies and then make the rest up. Quote unquote. Just make it up and make it scary. Ed Warren to Ray Garton.
Yeah, so people who don't if you only watched the Conjuring movies and never really learned about the rest of it, you would think of them a lot differently than, possibly maybe they really were. And there's even more to it. A lot more to it. That one day we will drop the bomb. We'll talk about it.
And then you have the people supporting the Snedekers, So, aside from this concern, neighbors have reported seeing the Snedekers outside their home in the middle of the night. Joan Maribel even claimed to see a mysterious green glow coming from one of their windows, as well as alleging to have been stung by a mysterious force when she visited the family's house. Wasn't that the same bitch that was discrediting them earlier?
No, it was a different woman, and she wasn't even on the
No, it was
episode.
Mirabelle. I remember saying Mirabelle's last name.
Either way, this bitch, let's be real. She got bit by a mosquito. She walked home. She was like, God damn, I just got bit by a demonic force. Come on.
I don't believe they made the whole thing up, Maribel told a local newspaper. She was, however, suspicious of some of Carmen Snedeker's claims, commenting on the growing media storm connected with the case. Maribel described how, every time I've seen her on TV, the story became more and more involved, and it just got bigger.
Yeah, which is true. Nancy
Boucher, Al Snedeker's sister, also corroborated, having experienced paranormal activity in the family's house. But obviously, I'm lying, I'm making money. My sister's probably lying and making money.
Al's tied in.
Another willing to stake their reputation on the Snedeker's claims being true is John Zaffis, the paranormal researcher and nephew of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who worked with them during the 9 weeks at the property. Imagine that. Your fucking uncle and aunt is a fucking lying piece of shit.
And the funny thing is, John Zaffis, he does seem like a pretty chill dude, but to keep it real with you,
is that Ballsack Jaggins?
No, fuck no. This dude's cooler than him. But no, he changed what he set up a bunch too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he would say just different shit. And it just seemed like he really kind of was just playing along with what was going on.
He has described experiencing dark happenings at the house. One particular incident, he has stated, happened whilst he was studying some notes on the dining room table. The room grew bitterly cold.
Nipples
Zaffis
got
is
hard.
reporting, I could sense a presence around me. My nipples got hard and my dick shrunk up.
I knew it was cold in there. They probably didn't pay their fucking power bill again. He's probably sitting in there with no power on. I'm telling you what, if it's goddamn 30 below in fucking July or January, that ain't paranormal. You didn't pay the bill.
Supposedly, he attempted in vain to get somebody to wake up in the living room when all of a sudden he looked up the stairs and saw an apparition starting to form. He's described smelling a disgusting odor so foul that it restricted his ability to breathe. He had a gag ball in while Lorraine
let a greasy Hardee's fart out right before they started. God damn, Lorraine, that shit stinks.
He claimed he could hear a noise that sounded like thousands of flapping wings coming from behind it. That's Lorraine's fucking pussy flaps after that fat queef. Anyways, this hideous being supposedly descending the stairs. This hideous being supposedly descended down the stairs towards them. Hideous.
I think you typoed it.
Yeah. But the ghost, whatever word I was going to use for ghost, was supposedly descending down the stairs towards him. As it approached, it is alleged to have spoken to Zaffis. Motherfucker never said what he said, but the experience terrified the Warrens' nephew to such an extent that he would not return to the house for several days. Sometimes afterwards, when questioned about this case, he is reported to have stated, compared to that house, the other cases I have been involved with are like dealing with Casper the Friendly Ghost.
So, at the end of all this shit, what do you think?
What's your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
I think this is fake as fuck.
With every paranormal episode, we're gonna do real or hoax,
and we're also gonna do how big is it?
All right, are they charlatans?
Zaffis. How big?
Wait, which one are we gonna do first? The real or let's do the real or hoax first.
Okay.
And then we'll do how
big. It's a hoax. It's fake as fuck.
Why do you feel that way?
There is too much. Look, where there's smoke, there's fire. I heard that from a great podcaster one time.
There was also one thing that was kind of weird that they mentioned that I don't know if you said it earlier, but actually one of the boys also reported too that they seen a little boy running around in a Superman outfit or pajamas.
That's weird.
Yeah, really weird. But what'd you say though?
Look, a wise podcaster once said this, where there's smoke, there's fucking fire.
Mm.
And there's too much disclaims and not enough evidence to prove this as being real. You would think that if you had a priest that came out here and did an exorcism
Father A
on the house, which I don't know how you exorcise a house anyway. I guess you just burn sage and shit. But that would be something documented.
Say some
and
prayers.
Ed and Lorraine are famous for taking videos of exorcisms. So why is there no
they're
video?
Well, and that's the thing. So, and also too, they claimed that their documentation on this particular case actually got messed up in a flood. And
flood in Connecticut?
Yeah.
In this house?
And I swear to God. And if you really dig in to their cases, if you dig into their cases, anytime there's time for some evidence, it ruined in a flood. My dog ate it. It blew down the road. The semen demon ate it. The semen demon ate it. Like, it's always something. Like, they never have the evidence. And I want to believe a lot of the shit they say because, I don't know. I used to, as a kid, I thought they were cool. But then, like, when you get older and you learn more about it, it's, like, kind of like there's holes all in their story.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually definitely, and I'm not saying I don't believe in shit like this, but in this particular case, I'm gonna go hoax too.
Yeah, this shit's fake. I'm sorry.
Their stories change too much.
If you believe it, I'm not gonna judge you, but
yeah,
I mean, after looking,
it's a
into
good
this,
story.
Doing more than just watching the movie, obviously, this is I think that this is fake in the end.
I do too, and it's a good story.
And it's a good movie. It is a really good movie.
Yeah. But we said mid movie, so it's a mid movie.
It's a mid movie, but that's better than a shit movie.
But yeah, I definitely agree. Their stories just don't collaborate.
Which one do you like more, The Conjuring 1 or The Conjuring 2?
Conjuring 1.
I don't remember what The Conjuring 1 was about.
The Conjuring 1 was about an episode we're gonna do one day about the old Arnold estate. It's a place in Rhode Island. It's like old as fuck. You can
Where
go
the kids play with the Ouija board under the bed?
No.
And they hide the,
No, that's on the
what movie
second
is that?
one. That's about the Enfield poltergeist. But anyway, the fucking first one or whatever, you can go stay in that place because somebody bought it now.
Let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Where's it at?
We're gonna go do it, and we're
Rhode
gonna get
Island?
a fucking Ouija board and talk to Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah, I don't think
maybe Lorraine will twerk for us. But rest in peace, though. Because as a kid, I did think they were cool as shit.
And I still think, you know, those movies, they do make some okay movies. You know, some of
They're
them are
good movies. Yeah, I won't knock that. They're really good movies.
They know what
and
they're
I hope
doing
they
when
make
it comes
more
to
of
producing.
them. But
Mentally ill from Amityville. You never heard of it? That
all right. So and then you said, all right, you want to play How Big Is It? So go ahead.
Zaffis. John, wasn't that his name? John Zaffis.
John Zaffis. We're gonna say John Zaffis is packing a clean 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
No tuna can, 4.5.
What about the semen demon that was tearing their asses up?
7. He's a clean 7.
I
He's got
was
enough.
thinking like 12 or 13. I was thinking hung.
Well, he's
hung like a fucking mule deer.
Well, don't you think though, if he was hung, she would have put that in the details because she was
Probably.
detailing it up.
She was.
She'd have put it in
I
there.
don't remember anything about him being hung.
All right, I got one for you, Mr. Ed Warren. How much is he packing?
He's a chubbier man, but he's a tall man.
Yeah.
What do you think he is? 6 foot, 6'2"? How tall?
I don't know. He was tall though.
He's a chubbier man. I wonder if he can see it past his belly. That's the problem with chubby men. They're either really hung or really chode. Mm-hmm. And with this, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to go with chode.
You think he had a chode?
Yeah,
and that's why he got really defensive.
But I think it was like. It was almost a chode. It was like half an inch to an inch above a chode.
He's like just sitting past the chode rim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the head of it on soft touches the bottom of his balls, but he's not hung.
He's like on the galaxy. He's in the galaxy of chode, but he's on like Pluto, not a planet. On the outside of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I got one more for you.
Lorraine
Mr. Owl. What's
Owl?
Owl packing? His bed's fucking vibrating.
I've seen him, dude, and I've seen that fucking mustache. He's got a clean, I'd say a clean 6.25 incher on him.
Okay. I agree with you.
I don't know.
He's got the bed rocking with fucking demons.
He does.
He's hearing 1930s music. He's hearing NBA Youngboy playing, and goddamn, then he gets sodomized.
But that semen demon, he's packing a Brickzilla.
Oh yeah, he's drinking cold milks.
Yeah, cold milk.
Cold milk.
He's making guaps and drinking cold milk.
Yeah, he's drinking Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi.
But I think this was a pretty solid episode.
What about Philip, the rapist?
Oh yeah, and just for people who don't know, Philip actually his cancer came back, and I believe he died in 2012. No shit.
Which he's a child molester, so feel how you want on that.
Yeah.
I know how I feel about it. I mean, I don't disrespect the dead, but fuck him.
I mean, it's kind of strange. Well, but we're just gonna go off what I think. This kid gets interested in leather. He's packing a 6.
Yeah, I'd say a solid 6.
A solid 6. He's interested in leather.
But the
poetry.
thing is, you know, if it wasn't the ghost fucking Lorraine and it was Philip and it was hurting her. Al, where's your dick at, man?
Al?
What you packing, a 3-incher?
Al? Hey, Al.
This might change my whole thought process now.
That brings Al into question.
Oh, Al is less. He's got a chode, but without the girth. He's just got a shorty. He's got an elf bar.
At least he don't got a flat
2.5.
spot. Oh yeah, my elf bar is jailbroken as an MP3 player. Call in if you want me to go ahead. I don't know why I said call in. This ain't fucking 1991. But
send us an email if you want you a jailbroken elf bar.
Yep. And
you gotta be at least 16 years old to
They-
get an elf bar.
Yeah,
from
and
them.
they come compared. They come
Cross-compatible.
completed, cross compatible.
You can stick them up with
You-
a hide.
You can fucking plug that shit in. You can vape it. You can fucking use it as a cigarette lighter. You can use it as a fucking MP3 player.
It even doubles as a glass dick. If you don't know, that's a meth pipe.
And I'm gonna tell you what, if Elf don't reach out to this young fella right here and give him a damn sponsorship, well, you can slap my ass fucking silly. Because that shit just don't make any fucking sense. That shit'll make your goddamn knees shake when you hit that Elf bar.
Who else was in there? Who else could have a big, schlongity penis?
One more.
One more. There's only one other guy, which was Steve.